Hello students, today we will discuss about the casting and limitations of casting, third application of casting, and terms related to molding. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, let's start with the definition of casting. Okay, as many of you aware that casting is one of the oldest process of manufacturing in the earlier age or bronze age. Lot of the equipments are made by the casting, either they made by a single piece or double piece. Okay, and what is single piece and double piece we will discuss in this lecture as it further goes. Okay, first we concentrate on the or try to understand the concept of casting and definition of casting. Okay, casting is defined as metal object obtained by alloying molten metal into a cavity or mold of the desired shape or size, then allowed to cool and solidify. Okay, when the object is removed from the mold or cavity, the casting produced is of the same shape as that of cavity, but smaller in size to contraction of metal during solidification. Okay, so casting is defined as the metal object obtained by allowing molten metal into a cavity or a mold of the desired shape and size, then allowing to cool solidify. When the object is removed from the mold or cavity, the produced cast or product is of the same shape of the cavity but smaller in size due to metal contraction or metal solidification. Okay, what is this solidification? Why the size of the object, a cast object or a produced object is smaller? Please try to understand. Look, whenever the metal molecules in a liquid state, they have a space between them. between them. Okay, but when it solidifies, it contrasts, it reduce in a smaller size but same shape. This is a property of a liquid molten metal. Whenever its temperature is reduced, it will shrink, and due to shrinkage behavior of the molten metal, when it is solidified, the shape of the final product which is cast by the casting is reduced. I think this point is clear. Or we can say that whenever a molten metal solidify or cools down, its shape is same as it contains in any container, but the size is reduced. Okay, this behavior contain all the metals. Okay, whenever they are in a liquid state, it maybe varies the percentage of shrinkage. Okay, I think this thing is clear. So move to the second topic. What is advantages of casting? Advantages of casting process. Okay, so advantages are very simple and important because its casting application is wide. Okay, it's too wide. First and foremost, no extra machining process is required after the casting. Okay, like machining on the lathe machine, welding, joining process, and forging, etc. Okay, it means that whenever you produce a product or you can say the sample by the help of the process of casting, you don't need any further operation on that product. Okay, it will create a final stage. Okay, you will get at a finished product. Okay, next thing, certain metals and alloys can be produced only by casting and not by any other process like forging, because of metallurgical considerations. Okay, got it? So certain metals or alloys, their product you cannot find or you cannot make without the process of casting. Okay, because they have certain limitation regarding their metallurgical considerations. Got it? Third point is, thus, this is very important, thus it is possible to cast any ferrous and non-ferrous materials, because sometimes we are limited by the ferrous and non-ferrous material, that you cannot perform that particular process on that material. It will not produce that product or that properties, or you cannot mold in that required shape or size which you require. Okay, but with the help of casting process you can easily manufacture the process manufacturing the product which made up of metal, ferrous or non-ferrous material. Okay. Fourth point is the tools required for casting molds are very simple and inexpensive. It means it is a economical process because tools are very simple and inexpensive. Got clear? Next point. Designer have lot of freedom. Designer have lot of freedom. Designer have lot of freedom to cast intricate shape and reduce weight of the material used. Clear? Sixth point is the casting have no directional properties as these are cooled uniformly all sides. Okay, this point I already clear or discuss here. Whenever the material is solidify, it will solidify from all sides at the uniform rate. So it's the cooling process will be occur from all the sides. Okay. Now the seventh point is metal casting process is suitable for batch, lot or mass production. Okay, batch, lot and mass production. Okay, these are the methods of production. Okay, but whatever we are adopting a batch production process, lot production or mass production, it will suit all the processes. Okay, so we don't have a constraint or limitation regarding this. Now the eighth point is this is very important. The metal casting process produces metal with more favorable engineering properties. Example: machinability and vibration damping property as in the cast iron. Okay, so sometimes these properties are very important but difficult to attain with other manufacturing processes Okay, so casting is important here also in this regard. So these are the 8 important property application or advantages of the casting. It may be or further added, but these are the important ones. Okay, you have to be remember all these things while dealing with the casting process. Okay, so next subtopic is limitations. Limitation of casting process. Okay, the first one is the surface finish, dimensional accuracy cannot be achieved by normal sand casting process. Second, the quality of casting and the final product will be affected to a great extent due to moisture content in sand casting. Got it? Let me clear again. The suitable surface finish, dimensional accuracy cannot be achieved by normal sand casting process. Here the normal sand casting process, it means if you require high precision or accuracy, then you have to be switch to the advanced casting or casting which use special type of tools and accessories. Okay, second point is the quality of the casting and final product will affected to the great extent due to the moisture content. This is very important. If a sand has higher moisture, then your dimensions or your you can size cannot maintain due to disturbance of the moisture content, because it will affect the casting quality. How it will affect the casting affected by the moisture content, I will discuss in the further lectures. Okay. Next subtopic is application of metal casting process. Application of metal casting process. There are enormous number of application of casting process. Hardly any industry have product which is not manufacturing by the casting process. Okay, we let me discuss some of important areas where casting helps. Okay, the casting is used to produce slender block rings or liners, pistons, ठीक है, piston rings, piston ring valves, etc. in automobile industry. Next, machine tools, machine tool beds, mill rolls, double LS, rolls, wheels, large pump housing, hydro electric, power plant parts, power plant parts, turbine blades, water supply pipes, agricultural parts, aircraft engine blades, etc. can be casted. So there is hardly any area where the casting process is not producing parts for it. Okay, so casting is one of the most important process, most important in the modern industry or conventional. Okay, you cannot deny the importance of casting process. So in this lecture we have already discussed casting definition, limitation of casting, application of casting, and the thing is left with terms related to molding. So let's go for the last subtopic of this lecture, terms related to molding. Before doing this topic, please subscribe, like and share this lecture link to your friends so that everybody get the knowledge about the casting, and somehow or somewhere it will increase their knowledge. Maybe it will affect 1%, 2% or 3%, but gaining a knowledge is a very important thing, or a lifelong process. Learning is a lifelong process. So we have to be increase our knowledge 1% daily. So in the whole year we will increase by 365. Okay, so please subscribe this channel, share, like this lecture or comment your suggestions. Okay, let's do the related terms to molding. First term is, this is very important, first term is molding flask. FLASK, flask. Got it? Okay, molding flask. Let me draw the diagram of the molding flask. The upper box is coke, lower is drag, and in middle there is a aligning pin for alignment. Okay. Two parts molding boxes. The box like frame without top or bottom. It means it will this area is open and this area is also open. Okay, without top and bottom base, into which sand is ramped is called flask. Okay, it holds the sand mold intact. It is made of wood for temporary use and more generally of metal for constant long term use. Okay, it will depend our requirement. If we are produce or doing a casting for a small time, then we go for the flask or cope and drag boxes, which is made up of wood. But if we do it or use it for a long time for the mass production, then we have to switch for the metals so that we can use it again and again. Okay, so here one thing important: what is drag, what is cope, and this alignment pins. So first thing is drag, lower or bottom molding flask, molding flask. Second, cope, upper molding flask. And third thing, which is most important, what is cheek? I didn't draw the cheek, but here I am explaining it. Intermediate molding flask used in 3T's molding. Okay, let me draw. Cope, drag, and this is cheek. The middle box, this one, is cheek. Okay, and this is holding pins. Got it? Whenever we use 3 boxes placed one over the other in the form of stacks. Then the middle box name is cheek. Okay. Next is pattern. Pattern is very important term. We will discuss it in further lectures also, like what is pattern, how many types of pattern, what are the pattern materials, how the patterns are playing an important role in a casting. Okay, but here in this lecture I just explain you what is pattern. Okay, pattern is a replica, or you can say duplicate of the final casting to be made with some modifications. The mold cavity is made with the help of the pattern. It means that the thing we are discussing, that mold cavity, the cavity or the mold is produced by the pattern. Pattern is just like a duplicate product of the same shape or size with some modifications is used to create that cavity. Okay, so this is pattern. Next thing is parting line. Parting line. So this is the dividing line between two molding flask that make up the sand mold. Okay, dividing line है. Fourth one is bottom board. This is the board normally made up of wood, which is used at starting of molding making or mold making. Okay, the pattern and drag is first kept on the bottom board. Sand is sprinkled and ramming is done in the drag. Okay, fifth one is facing sand. Sixth one is molding sand. Seventh, baking sand. Eighth, core. 9, core prints. 10 chaplets, 11 pouring basin, 12 sprue, 13 runner, 14 one is gate, 15 chills, and 16 riser. Okay, so these are the important terms which is used in molding. Okay, so in this lecture we have studied casting, limitation of casting, application of casting, and terms related to molding sand. So please subscribe the channel, like and share this video with your friends. Okay, thank you so much.